What up and welcome back to the show. If you're here for gossip and BS, today's episode ain't for you. Today, it's strictly music, and I think it's going to be that way going forward. I am Rhymebook. This is the Beneath the Dirt podcast. What up and welcome back to the show. I am your host, Rhymebook, and we are in the high for a new episode. It's been, month and a half at least since the last one. And fun fact, I actually recorded an episode last week, but there was no audio. I've been doing this for too long for that to happen as often as it does. But it does happen. It's not entirely my fault. It's when my OBS updates, it switches off the input settings from my microphone, but when I go to record, it still shows me the levels, so I think I'm getting levels of the audio when in fact I'm actually not, and it's quite annoying. But we are here. We are live, in effect, all up in your face, and all that good stuff, man. Like I said in the intro, no gossip, no nothing. This strictly new music releases, upcoming music releases. I think from now on, that's just the way it's going to be. We might do something a little bit different around here at Beneath the Dirt in general, but we'll just have to wait and see. But let's get into some new music. Bukshot released Act 2 of Antagonist a couple weeks back. There was a delay for it to hit up on Apple Music for whatever reason, but it finally hit. I've listened to it a bunch of times, and I gotta say, Act 2 is really good. I like it better than Act 1, and I liked Act 1. But this one, with the production change-ups on this album, really makes it for more of a interesting and like more curious listen, if that makes sense. Like, what's going to come next? Like, what kind of beat am I going to get next? Michael Seven Summers, I'm pretty sure, did all the production on this. And you got features on here from Stevie Stone, Jaron Benton, Ritz, Straight Jacket, Apathy, and Joey Cool. All the features do their thing on here. And I'm really digging the songs like Clocks, Walk in My Shoes, Proceed with Caution, Rule My World. Those songs are really dope. Like him incorporating the boom bap style into what he's doing. Bukshot is really dope to hear. I like that he's pulling off these features. Like Act 1, he had Ill Bill. This one, he has Apathy. He released a single for Act 3 that had Slain on it. Like, these are dudes that I've been rocking with for a long time. And it's dope to see somebody in this scene, like, get features from them. It's a really good listen if you liked Act 1, and if you haven't bought the hard copy, and you're only streaming it. If you liked Act 1, there's no reason I believe that you would not, or would like, Act 2, because I think it's just a little bit stronger. I like that he's releasing this triple album into parts, splitting it up instead of just dumping it on everybody. Like, this is 12 tracks, 38 minutes. This is a nice listen into the ride to work, you know. Man, this cat that I have, love her to death, but she just loves to destroy shit. I'm sure you heard it in the background, her fucking shit up. Had to give her Das Boot out of the fucking studio so I could do my shit in peace without her destroying my shit, pulling my CDs off the shelf and shit. Fuck. Ugh. But anyway, I don't even know where I left off with the Bukshot album review. I guess I'll just wrap it up now saying that it was a dope listen. It's a good listen, man. And if you like the first part, no reason why you won't like the second part. Let's get into some dirtcore shit. Mad Maxx, he dropped an EP right before The Gathering called Gather. And this was kind of like a last minute release. From what I saw, I mean, it was put out and then like a week or maybe two at most, The Gathering happened. And entirely produced by Crossworm. I'm liking the style of production that Crossworm is doing on here. Like, some of the songs you could definitely tell it's like Crossworm. But then other songs, it's like you wouldn't guess, you know, it was him doing the style that he's doing on this project. 10 tracks, 30 minutes. Mad Maxx is a beast on the microphone. So if you like Mad Maxx, that's out there for you to listen to. Other Dirtcore news, Jay Reno announced a triple album. So not only Bukshot dropping a triple album, but Jay Reno is dropping the Dirt Tape triple album. I saw they're not quite sure how to release it. If anybody from that camp listens to the podcast, I would say do it how Bukshot is doing Antagonist. Drop it in parts. Drop, you know, disc 1 month, wait 2 months, drop that, or wait a month, whatever. Drop it in parts. I mean, you could obviously do the hard copy if you're going to go that route too, and just send it to people. But if you're going to do a triple album, double album, I mean, who cares? You know, drop it same day. No word on how many tracks this is. I can't remember if they've spoken about that or not. But a triple album from Jay Reno is coming soon called The Dirt Tape. And then we had Stray drop his new EP called Enjoy the View. 8 tracks, 21 minutes. If you liked his first album, Cloudy Alibi, this is the exact opposite of Cloudy Alibi, where Cloudy Alibi was dark and moody. This is happy and up-tempo type stuff. And while it's not really my style, this dude, the level of MC that Stray is, like, is still got to talk about it. This dude raps his ass off, puts together dope songs, and I really like the last song on this album called Everything. Solid track, banger. And yeah, if you fuck with Stray, peep it. It's the exact opposite of Cloudy Alibi. Just know that going into it. And yeah, man, still looking forward to seeing what that dude has got coming in the future. And then we got King ISO is getting ready to drop his new album, Ghetto Psycho, on the 12th, this Friday. No shit. This Friday, Ghetto Psycho drops. Now, the only thing that kind of concerns me with this is it's 24 songs, but there's 4 skits on it. Maybe the first track is an intro. I don't know. So 20-ish songs or so on here. Not saying King ISO can't do it. I'm pretty sure his previous albums are just as long. And they make my top albums of the year every time. So I'm hyped for this, man. King ISO, my favorite strange music artist besides Tech 9 to ever be on strange music. Like, dude is solid and consistent. He doesn't oversaturate with too much music. He hasn't dropped an album in 2 years, which is kind of crazy. He was kind of on that run there where he was dropping an album almost every year. And yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to this. I wonder what the subject matter we're going to get on here. He does get very introspective on songs. Ildren, Get Well Soon, especially Get Well Soon. That's like one of my all-time favorite strange music albums. But King ISO with Ghetto Psycho, he's already released, 5 songs off this project out of the 20 or so that will be on it. So just have to wait and see Friday when it actually drops. Suicide Boys dropped Thy Kingdom Come. And I've been fucking with Suicide Boys for about a decade now, if not a decade by now. And these dudes just do it every time. They're super consistent. They don't release as much music as they used to back in the day. They're about a project a year, maybe a project in like an EP every year. And this shit is solid, man. Like, it's just classic Suicide Boys type shit. There's a collaboration on here with Bones that just goes hard as fuck, man. I'd love to see that song performed live and just see the crowd tear it up, you know? I'm digging this project, man. 10 songs, 29 minutes, another one of those ones that you could listen to on the way home from work. This one has been in steady rotation with a handful of albums the last few weeks. You know, they on some braggadocious type shit on here. They on their depressing shit on here. There's a little bit of everything on here. Hype shit, slow shit, sad shit, and everything in between. You like Suicide Boys? You've probably already heard it, and if you haven't, hey, start here. Fuck it. Why not? Why not? Chapter 17. Let's get into some Chapter 17 right now. The follow-up to Garden, his third album on Chapter 17. Now, this album has 20 songs, and it's clocking in at 52 minutes. Has a couple of skits. So I think it's actually 17 songs with 3 skits. And this is the album I wanted after Creek. If anybody says that Willow is the best Darby O'Trill album, I can't fight him on it. The more I listen to it, the more I love it. A lot of personal shit on here. Sad type music, a lot of hype shit on here. Wicked shit on here, of course. Darby O'Trill killed it with Willow. Knocked it out of the park. The songwriting is leveling up. His flows that he's choosing on some of these songs, very dope. The harmonizing that he's doing on some of these songs, very dope. Songs like The Time I Found Bums Having Sex in a Construction Site Porta Potty is like, puts that song in particular was like instantly one of his like best songs. And then you got The Fallagulations of Maine. I don't even know if I'm saying that right. This dude with the wild ass song titles. My favorite song on here though, Crippled by the Thought of Tomorrow. Like, come on, son. Come on. That shit is so good. And this dude kills it on here. The finale song on here, now that's what I call an album no one is going to care about. People should care about this album. And I know people do care about this album, but we got to get it out there to where more people will listen to this shit. The production that he has on this album is also really good outside of a couple songs. But even those couple songs like number 12, 15, and number 18 in particular, those 3 songs right there, I've never skipped them, but the beats on those songs aren't the best compared to the rest of the album. It's what Darby's doing on those songs make those songs for me. And usually it's kind of, I wouldn't necessarily say the other way around, but it's usually for me, it's like the beat and the flows is what I listen to first, lyrics and, you know, what songs are about. And, you know, when I start really digesting what's being said comes afterwards. But for those songs, 12, 15, and 18, it's what Darby's doing on those beats is what makes those songs for him. But a very solid album. Songs that I would like to hear live, like I Saw the Magician Pull the Rabbit Out of His Ass. Like that would be some hype show shit for absolutely sure. If I was you, if I was more like you, I'd be better off dead is another song. Classic wicked shit on that song right there. Pretty much all the songs, you know, he's incorporating some form of wicked shit or whatever. I don't even know. I'm rambling at this point. All I know is you got to listen to Darby O'Trill's Willow. Been bumping the fuck out of it. This is definitely one of those albums I talked about that's in rotation lately. And this one has gotten a lot of love, a lot of spins. And, you know, I said this is the album I wanted after Freek. No hate to Garden, because Garden I kind of slept on in the beginning. It was just so left field from what he did with Freek. I wasn't expecting it and just didn't know how to process it at the time, I guess, like a fucking whatever. But this shit right here, man, it's got everything on here. The boom bap sounds, the trap style sounds, some guitar shit on here as well. Like Darby O'Trill killed it on Willow, and I just can't recommend listening to this album. If you've never listened to Darby, start here. If you have listened to Darby and you weren't a fan, maybe this album will make you a fan. Because this shit is just, it hits real fucking hard. Keeping it, Chapter 17, Ouija Macc is getting ready to release the Sunken Church on the 26th. He's released a couple singles, Killionaire and Andy Milonakis. Bruce Lee's on my head, but don't call me a Lee head. I got peas on my head, but don't call me a pea head. The Sunken Church is coming. The second rune. I don't know how many runes there are going to be. I haven't been diving deep into the mythology of the runes and whatnot. I did give his album with Sinister a spin last week, Came to Kill, and that shit's a fucking banger. The mix on that album is really good. My biggest complaint lately of Ouija Macc has been the mix. Hopefully we fix the mix at some point. But regardless, this dude is steady dropping music. This will be his fourth project this year, including group projects. So he's still dropping a shitload of music. I think Ouija Macc is to the point where he could slow down a little bit. Because after Dark Planet, even leading up to Dark Planet with like Detritus and Dark Planet itself, it was like I was getting kind of, I don't know, I don't want to say overwhelmed, or just kind of like the albums are dropping and I'm just kind of staying back enjoying the shit that I like because it's still new-ish, right? I mean, I'm talking albums that dropped 2-3 years ago that I still bump steady, you know, Stale Wind, Pretty Ugly 2, Fallen Angelic, stuff like that. And I think shit gets lost in the sauce at some point. This dude has dropped a lot of music in the last 8 years since Trash Fire. A lot. I'm looking at all of it right now on Apple Music on my computer here. And, you know, at what point do we slow it down a little bit and let the music live and breathe for a minute? Like with Dark Planet, that album, let's see, the release date for Dark Planet was July 19, 2024. He dropped Psychobabble September 27th. So a little over 2 months later, after Dark Planet, which was like the album, the culmination of all the elements and what we were waiting for, Dark Planet, and we only let it live for 2 months before the next project dropped. I'd like to see it slow down. I mean, it's obvious this dude could just pump out music at an incredible rate for just years on end. 2020 is when he really started taking off with just dropping music. For like the last 5 years, it's just been nonstop. Every few months, a new project, whether it be solo, group, whatever. So I'm getting kind of lost in the sauce, and it's hard to keep up with Ouija shit. Not to say that it's not good. I've checked out every project that he's dropped. I've peeped Psychobabble, Temple of Ash, Problem Children 2, Chlorine, and Came to Kill. And it's not that it's not good. It's just that it's too much. And there's no replay value in it for me because I want to go back to Stalewind and bump Stalewind, you know? But, I mean, it's also, I don't know. It's a lot. It's hard for me to keep up. I kept up for a while. I peep the new shit when it drops. It's just, I hear it. It's cool. But give me 9mm suppository. You know what I mean? Like, so we'll have to see what he's going to do. But the Sunken Church, 9/26, September 26th, it drops. The second rune will be out. And then keeping it somewhat related to Ouija Macc, the Naught is not it for me. Ha ha ha. Ha ha ha. Stupid. But seriously, ICP dropped the Naught at the Gathering as promised. Holy shit. They followed through with a release date. And the image of the Naught is the image that was out there. That is the look of the Joker's card. The meaning of the Naught is nothing. There is nothing. If you don't believe in anything when you die, that's where you go. You go to the Naught. You go to the nothingness. I like the concept for it. I love the concept for it, actually, for the Naught. I wish they would have dived into it a little bit more on the album. They kind of did it with the opening song, the title track, and didn't really dive into it much after that. Which is okay. Like, the old school Joker's cards didn't really dive into the Joker's cards as much as they did with the second deck. Second deck incorporated a lot of skits and whatnot on albums and really just hitting home the meaning of the Joker's cards. Whereas they didn't do it that much on the first. So in that sense, this is like an old school Joker's card where they're not overly hitting you with the meaning of the Joker's card. But I do kind of wish they would have dove into it a little bit more on the album. 17 songs, an hour, 6 minutes. Originally was supposed to be entirely produced by Mikey Clark, but he ended up only doing like 6, 7 songs on here. I can't remember the exact count. Shaggy the Airhead produced about half the album. Mike P did a couple songs, and Kuma did a couple songs. Now, my favorite songs just so happen to be the songs that are produced by Kuma. DC Fago guy was on his hashtag Kuma for the 6 campaign for a while there, and I was like, no, it needs to be Mikey Clark because he didn't do the first deck. He needs to close out the second deck. Well, lo and behold, in retrospect, I should have went a little bit harder for that Kuma for the 6 hashtag because the songs he did on here are fire. Only Wicked Shit, Dead Kelly, and what's the other one? Throw 'em Up, I think is the other one. I haven't listened to it since the weekend it came out. I did listen to it a handful of times, I'd say, fully through. And really, with this album, I'm kind of just in the middle with it. I don't think it's great. I don't think it's bad. It's just kind of there. And I don't know. Whereas like Yum Yum, objectively, I think that album is bad. This is like if it comes on, I'm at a party, I'm out somewhere, whatever. They're playing this in between sets somewhere. It's fine. Like, I don't hate it. I don't love it. I'm just kind of, I'm definitely in the middle with it. And yeah, there's really nothing else that I could say about it. The songs that Mikey Clark produced, much like the songs that he did for Zool on their album, sound like beats that have been sitting around for a decade plus. Very disappointing production from Mikey Clark. I don't know what was going on with that, but here's to hoping that we get fresh production from Mikey Clark at some point in the future. It sounds like, they'll still work with him, but really it seems like Shaggy the Airhead is the ICP guy. In 2025, like Shaggy the Airhead is the ICP guy. I've been seeing a lot of people show him love for the production that he gives ICP. So he might be that guy. And I dig Shaggy the Airhead production. I think on beats, music wise, the instrumental wise, Shaggy the Airhead does do a good job. Not just with ICP, but anybody else that he works with. So yeah, the Naught, neither here nor there for me. The 3 songs that I named, Only Wicked Shit, Dead Kelly, Throw 'Em Up. Those are the songs I like. But to be honest, I haven't even listened to even any of those songs since I first listened to the album the weekend it came out. So, yeah. I'm just very bleh about the album. Maybe one day it'll grow on me. Maybe one day I'll just fucking hate it. I don't know. But like Shaggy says, if you want Malenko, go listen to Malenko. And that's what I do. Low Key in BatiBatt dropped a new project called Alkarythm. I believe that's the group project name as well. And it's self-titled, 5 tracks, 19 minutes, and this shit, phenomenal. So good. This isn't rap shit. It's labeled as rock on Apple Music. And I would say the last song, Becoming New, is definitely rock. The other songs, industrial type stuff, maybe. I don't know, because outside of hip hop, I'm just kind of clueless on genres and how to define certain stuff. I just know I like how this sounds. And what they're doing on here, outside of one verse on The Machine, the opening track, there's no rapping on this album. Mostly singing. And Low Key and BatiBatt just did their thing on here, man. The production on here is really good. I've been vibing out to this. My favorite song is the last song, Becoming New. BatiBatt on the verses, Low Key on that hook is just killer. That hook is so good. And this EP is just one of those ones instantly it was like, oh, yeah, this is a banger. Digital Ritual. When this EP first dropped, it was like that was the skipper. But I don't know. The song grew on me. Digital Ritual. Still my least favorite on here, but it grew on me. Just running the album back a bunch of times just because it's such an easy album to listen to. Like you start it and then next thing you know, it's over. So Low Key, BatiBatt, Alkarythm. Out now. Low Key announced the 5th Oracle. I believe it's number 5, right? Shadowland, Book of Time, Aizu, Parasuva. Now we got The Feeding of Neculai. I think that's how you pronounce it. Dropping November 1st. He loves dropping the oracles in November. A few of them have been dropped early November. I don't know if that's like a theme that he's trying to do or whatnot. But The Feeding of Neculai, just based off what Low Key has been doing with the last couple oracles, what he did with Metanoia, what he did with this Alkarythm EP, I'm really looking forward to it. I have no idea what kind of sound to expect. But if it's anything like the stuff we've been getting or an improvement on the stuff that we've been getting, I'm here for it. I also have to say the mix on Alkarythm is chef's kiss. The mix on Alkarythm is so good. I love the mix on here. It's the best mix I've heard on a low-key project, I think, yet. And I'm hoping that we get that quality of mix going forward. Not saying the old mixes were bad. It's just that this mix was really good. And then BatiBatt dropped her new single called Wrath. Metal as fuck. But got that singy chorus on it, and it's dope. I like it. I love the super heavy metal, screamy, crazy verses, and then she comes in singing on the hook. Very dope. And I wouldn't say unexpected, but like her last album was really just like all singing shit. It had a little bit of screaming on it, not much. Predominantly was mostly singing, but I think with the new shit, she's going to incorporate a lot more singing back into it, and I'm here for it. With the singing is really dope. I think her songwriting has gotten better as well. And then let's see what else we got here. Billy Obey, Rhymebook of the Recently Deceased. When I recorded last week's podcast without any audio, the album wasn't out yet, and this is what I was saying. And I'm just going to be completely honest. When he was initially talking about working on a solo album, and then eventually that the solo album was done and recorded and all that, I was kind of like, ugh. I've been waiting for Zool to put out something that I like, selfishly, that I like, since the Church of Zool. It's been literal years I've been waiting. That M&E deal obviously did them no favors. Ultimately, I think they were better off not signing to M&E. Hindsight's 2020, right? But I was not necessarily looking forward to Rhymebook of the Recently Deceased, a solo album from anybody from Zool. I just really wanted them to get back to the sound that got people's attention in the first place. They completely abandoned that sound, or almost completely abandoned it. So I went into this album when it dropped on Friday. I don't know. I just there really was no expectations for it. And I'm just going to be honest with this album. This is the a la Zoolulu I have been waiting for. I know it's not Zool. It's a solo Billy Obey album. And this is the shit. This is the shit I needed for the last 5 years. This album, man, it's been out for 2 days as of this recording, and I've listened to it like 7 times. It's a 12-track, 39-minute easy listen. And when I mean easy listen, you put this album on and it just plays through. And next thing you know, the album's done and it's just repeating again. And he said, I recall on social media saying that he wrote this when he was at his darkest and lowest, and you could definitely sense that on some of these songs. You got classic wicked shit on here, don't get me wrong, but a lot of that like personal, like I want to say angry but sad type music. The production on here, I don't know who did production on here. Let me click on a song, see if it has credits yet. Just saying Billy Obey. Maybe Billy Obey did the production on here. I honestly don't know. It's just saying written by performing artist Billy Obey, composition and lyrics Billy Obey. So I don't know. But the production on here, this is the shit, man. This album is fucking fire. I am so glad they're off M&E. And not that M&E had to do anything with the sound that they're doing. I think these dudes are essentially having to restart after that M&E deal. They have to restart and do this shit all over again. In a sense, they have their core base. now's the time where they blossom and just grow into whatever they grow into. This Billy Obey album, instantly like just one of the better albums of this year, man. Like when I was listening to it, and if you're getting my head bobbing on first listen, you're doing something right, man. Billy Obey, his flow is just butter, smooth. This dude, I've always said it reminds his voice like if he was a cult leader and he said drink the Kool-Aid, you're drinking the fucking Kool-Aid. You're listening to what this dude says. I think he has a very powerful voice, even though it's like smooth, like I said. It's a powerful voice. The shit he says is powerful. And I'm really digging this album. I can't front. It blew the no expectations out of the water that I had for this album. And I'm really excited for the future of A La Zululu at this point. And, you know, I was thinking maybe the diss song to Twiztid was not a fluke, but like they went back to that old sound for that song. And that song was a fucking banger. I had that shit on repeat for like a week. Just that one fucking song. Listening to it the entire drive to work, you know? But yeah, Billy Obey, Rhymebook of the Recently Deceased is definitely worth the listen. And speaking of Twiztid, they dropped, it's not officially out. It was up on YouTube, but I did give it a skim through of the Twiztid's version of Freek Show. And I'll say it's good for what it is. It's good for what it is. You can get it. It's on the Freek Show tour right now. I'm sure at some point it'll hit digital, but we got to get those hard copies out first. Can't blame them for that. I don't mind that tactic at all. Sell the hard copies first. Give it to the people who are actually supporting and showing up to the shows. Then drop it digitally later for everybody else. So for what it is, the Twiztid's version of Freek Show is good. No features are on it. Not even Blazer ABK. And, you know, for what it is, it ain't bad, man. There's a couple parts on there, you know, from the songs that I did listen to. I'm not sure if it's up on YouTube. I actually couldn't find it, so I think Emily had it taken down. But there was a couple points on there, especially with Madrox, where it was like, oh, it was like, is this re-recorded or is this just a remixed old verse, you know? So he really knocked it out of the park with trying to sound like the old shit. Monoxide, I think even if he tried, couldn't sound like the old Monoxide. Dude's flow and voice is just completely different from what it was 25 years ago. But yeah, lots of new music for you to check out. Be on the lookout for new shit. And that's going to wrap it up. I appreciate everybody that's still rocking with me, even with the inconsistency. I appreciate the fucking love. And until next time, we out. Peace.